All right. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a God damn it. Right as I was getting started. Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD and also on audio platforms, Google, Spotify, Podbean. Just check us out. A conversation with Judy and Ryan. Did you guys try any combinations of the words? Did you? I don't think you did. I think they just went to the actual podcast that they already saved and were like, okay, next episode's up.
Yes. Or if they're cool enough, they have a little notification saying new episode popped or new episode posted or dropped. Yeah.
I get mine on YouTube every Tuesday, 9 a.m.
I get mine on Spotify.
What time do you get yours? Because the audio does drop a couple hours before the video, just because I want to make sure you're able to listen to it.
Oh, I think mine, it might drop like my time 7, 8 a.m. So it's like 5 a.m. your time.
I uploaded exactly to drop at 5 a.m. my time so that you can, because that's 7 your time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So that you can listen to it on your drive to work.
Yes.
And I put it 9 a.m. my time so that I can have it up when I get to work to put it on so that we can get that one view. Hey, whatever helps, okay?
Whatever, anything helps. I put it in the background as well on my phone just so I can have the plays.
Bam. Judy, I don't know if any of our watchers, viewers, eavesdroppers have noticed, but it is another Saturday morning show.
Yay. Light is out, natural lighting here.
We had to do a Saturday morning show because we had some technical issues on Thursday when we were filming. Mostly that I didn't record anything.
Our first half.
We didn't record. Well, we didn't record the first half, and then we had massive technical issues going into the second half. Yeah. So
hopefully it'll be fixed by this time around.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. God damn, I'm a sweaty fuck. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Oh. But yeah, sorry. So if anything about today's show seems like, oh wow, they're not really getting into it the same way that they normally do, it's because we've talked about it all already. Oh man. But the one thing I did want to say is that I know that last week I kind of took over the first 3/4 of the show. Judy had some bangers in there, but it was my therapy session. Okay. I've been going through a lot. It's been a long week and I need to get some stuff out. But that means that Judy gets the stage right now. We're going to let her talk about whatever she wants to talk about for a little bit until I eventually commandeer the show with my antics. Judy, what's going on?
Yeah, so last week you were talking about things that broke you, right? And one of them was real estate.
Yes.
I want to say, so if you guys don't remember, I mentioned it a few months ago that we were going to start looking into the process of buying a house over here. And 3 days ago, I reached out to our realtor so I can get a lender that she recommends. And we talked to our lender on Wednesday and we got pre-approved for a mortgage yesterday. So we're very excited to start. Now it's like the hard part of we're going to talk to our realtor later after the show and just go over like what we're looking for, what our price range is. And I mean, as soon as like next weekend, we could be looking for houses. And so I'm just very thankful that we got to this point where, because I won't even lie, when I first moved out here to Texas, my credit was like shit. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I had probably maxed out credit cards, this, and this. But I've worked my butt off the last, 3 years to like paying down all my debt, trying to get that credit score up. But let me just say, the credit system is a fucking joke. All right. It's honestly like the way our government is just trying to hold the working class down. Because about a month and a half ago, Keith and I both paid off our cars. And once we did that, we thought like, yeah, that debt's not going to show on our credit anymore. It's going to go up. That's a damn lie. Our credit scores dipped because on the credit score, it shows that you closed an account. And they hate when you close accounts for some reason. And I don't know why it's that way. And, they always say like, oh, it's temporary, what have you. Like, yeah, cool, it's temporary. But still, like, what was the point of us rushing to pay off debt if it's still going to dip like this? And it was not even like a significant dip. It was, like 20 points. It's pretty big.
Well, especially when the purpose of you trying to raise your score is so that you can get a house. Like,
right.
It's not like you're just upset that it went down just because. Like, you were doing something for a specific reason. And also, let me ask this question. I know you don't know the answer. I'm gonna ask it anyway. Who makes up these rules?
Exactly.
Like, because this is the same thing that I have to answer day in and day out at the insurance emporium, where it's like, well, what are the factors? Guess what? They never actually tell us what any of the real factors are. That they say like it's
the generic
and yeah, it's your credit, it's where you live. That they never say like a 400 score means you're ineligible. They just none of that stuff.
Nothing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, and like I wish I would have just added. We should have added this to like my grievances for the government or something later on the later part of the show. But why do we have 3 credit scores? And I think there's more than 3, but there's like the 3 main ones, right? There's Experian, which is FICO, TransUnion, and what's the other one? Equifax. Oh my God, Equifax.
Equifax, yeah. Experian is a good one.
Experian is a good one, but so I have all 3 of those apps, right? So where I can check my credit score. None of them had the correct credit that they said that the lender sees on his end. Like, what is this system? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm thankful we were pre-approved for, to get a mortgage and everything. But like,
well, that's my next question for you. Is and this is just because I'm a novice to this whole thing, right? How does one get pre-approved, but you don't know what your the area that you said the word earlier when you were talking about meeting with your realtor, and I can't remember it now because my short-term memory is shit.
Mine is also not as good.
Your price range.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
How do you get pre-approved for a mortgage, but you don't already know what the price range would be? Because isn't the mortgage like the price range?
No. Okay. So what our lender did was he took all of my information and all of my husband's information. So all of our debt, what we make, any savings we have, all of this, and he puts it in their system where they calculate
the stuff, the generic stuff we just talked about.
Yeah, basically everything. They just put it together and they're like, okay, he said this is what your highest that we pre-approved you for. You don't have to use all of that. That's like, it's just a lot of some barriers. So he gave us the highest amount that we got approved for. And then in our meeting with him yesterday, he broke it down to, so this is, I think, one good thing, that you should find a really good lender that'll explain all of these to you instead of just someone like, I remember last year we talked to a different lender last year, and he just and I did not like this man. He just straight up was like,
sorry, I fucking Saturday mornings, I got the dog just like being a door. Relax. Okay, people are playing.
Sorry. We talked to a different lender last year, and this man just was like, "Oh, here, you guys can get a $500,000 house." We're like, "Whoa, bitch!" Just because on paper it says that we could, potentially afford this house, we don't want that house. Like, no.
Okay.
And he didn't.
So I get what you're saying then.
Yeah, and so our lender was like, the one we're talking to now, and who we went with. He gave us the max amount that we could do and broke down the price and what your mortgage will be every month, what interest rates, blah, blah, blah. So then he asks us, he's like, what do you two feel comfortable paying monthly? And so we told him, like, okay, this is what we feel comfortable with. There's some wiggle room. Like, this is the max that we're willing to do. And he's like, great. I'm glad you guys know what your max you're looking at. So he put that number into his system, and we could see it, like, as he updates it, how everything, like the monthly payments go down, this, and this.
Okay.
So just to say, like, I'm glad there was someone there who could walk us through every single piece. He's like, all right, this is the fees that you have to pay for this thing. And so he just kind of told us, like, straight up, this is how much cash it's called cash to close, and how much you should have, including down payment and everything from when you're beginning to when you get into your house. This is what you need. And he'll ask you, like, is that something you're comfortable with? If not, we'll tweak more numbers and we'll go from there. So I just want to say, I know at first I was like very daunted by this whole process, and it was just too much stuff that was coming at me from so many different people. But once we were able to just actually sit down, talk to the lender, it's kind of smooth sailing. So it's been good so far, and excited to start looking at houses.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for you. And I'm not at all jealous. So no,
you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I'm happy that you guys are progressing in this thing. And I'm also happy that you're going to basically be the guinea pig for me. The only thing that sucks for me in this whole thing is that I can't one for one use the people that you use, since you live in a different state. Honestly, if you could do everything back here in Nevada, that would make my life a lot easier. I'm just throwing that out there. So,
yeah.
No, but I'm very happy for you. I know that that's something that we all, at this point in our lives, and by we all, I mean just millennials, are trying to get into, not their forever home, but a home.
A home at this point.
A home, yeah.
Yes, yes. And our lender was explaining, like, yes, we understand these interest rates are through the roof. He's like, but honestly, he's like, 2 to 3 years, they should cool off. It should.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. You'll be able to refi.
And he's like, yeah, you can refi later down.
Yeah, it's going to suck for a couple of years, as far as that stuff goes. But yeah, it's because they're trying to do what you and I want. They're trying to get the real estate market to cool off. Mm-hmm. But people are like, nah. Well, because it's like you said, it is a ripoff for, the regular Joe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the reason for that is because you have so many companies just buying up real estate to rent it out for Airbnb or whatever, because that's become such an investable way to make money.
Yeah.
So if you have people just renting out the spaces, not actually buying places, for the investment of it, but because it's just another taxable asset, you're never going to sell it. Why would you?
Exactly. It's a rough system, but I mean, it's America.
But it works. So. It works at some point, I guess. like I've told you many a time, I just need to become independently wealthy,
We all do. We all do at this point. Play the lottery or the mega bucks.
I just need one person to see my greatness, okay? The right person just needs to see my greatness, and you know what? Be like, I know how to make money with that guy. And then bam, you, me, I don't know if I want to bring the executive producer along, but I mean, we'll get into that in the grievances. You'll understand that. But you, me, I mean, the sky's the limit if the right person sees this. So make sure you're sharing, liking, subscribing, because I
Yes.
need that guy to fucking find me. Okay.
We need sponsors. we've name dropped so many labels and brands
Look,
on our.
I'm drinking the bad prime. Okay, this is the caffeine prime. This is no kid. I actually. So
This
Alex
is
has been.
oh
Go ahead. No,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say this is Simple Modern. I love your bottles. Please sponsor us.
See, this is the issue: is that we are asking for them to sponsor us while giving them free promotion. So they're like, "Why the fuck would we pay you to do what you're doing? That doesn't make any sense."
The one time, and now they'll reach out to us. We got a rep saying, "Hey, you know what? Once you clip this TikTok,
Once Ryan clips this, it's fine.
I'll tag him in everything."
Oh. But I actually, Alex has been buying these all week, because she'll go to the store every morning and get me one for breakfast, I guess. And I have to tell Asher, like, these are not for you. He's like, I know, they're the bad ones.
Wait, why is it bad again?
Because it has caffeine. These are the energy drinks.
Are those the ones that have like the high like 300
It's the same.
milligram?
No. It's the
Oh.
same as Celsius. Like, remember we had the conversation about it. Prime and Celsius are 200 milligrams a can. Rockstar,
but they have
40.
Yes.
And then
Prime
Celsius just dropped that bigger one, that big can that's like 300 milligrams. Ooh, boy. Oof. But yeah, no. So he's a little guy. I'm not letting him. I'm not trying to. I mean, maybe I do want to stunt his growth. He's getting big. He's but wait.
Okay.
I just read 300 milligrams on here, and I was like, oh fuck, what? It's electrolytes. It's electrolytes.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I've cut down on my caffeine consumption. I actually haven't had caffeine all week until I had Starbucks.
Gross. Yeah. No caffeine?
No caffeine.
Why? Oh, you're fancy now. You're Miss, I'm gonna buy a home, so I gotta be healthy mind, healthy body, and everything like that, huh?
Yes, but also, wait.
I like Renter Judy. Who would go out and get fucking fucked up all night and then come home and then go to brunch the next day to get fucked up more and then finish it off with a big ass Starbucks for all the caffeine. Not this Judy. He's just like, you know what? I'm just going to lounge around the house all day until I call the banker to figure out which house I'm going to preoccupy.
Actually, I cut out caffeine because we want to have a kid. And caffeine stunts, Well,
I mean, if you're going to make me try and make me feel bad about it, like, God. I mean, honestly, that's smart, though, that you started, you started working on yourself for whatever is going on, because I mean, we know that if there are any issues, that it's not from Keith. We know that for a fact. He's got like you know how Wolverine has like adamantium claws, they're unbreakable. That's Keith's sperm. He's got adamantium sperm. He's just like all up in your ovaries.
All up in there.
All up in the ovaries. Wow. So.
Oh my God. Okay.
You know what? Speaking of your kids, though, you know what the one conversation I love? It's so much fun to have with every single woman that I talk to at the insurance emporium, because a lot of stuff that we try to sell are health policies or life insurance policies, right? So one of the questions that I'm constantly asking people is, do you have a prescription drug history, right? Like, do you have a history of using prescription drugs? And every single woman that I talk to is like, I mean, birth control.
Birth
Is that
control.
bad? Like, yeah, it's like, is that bad? Or I was like, no, that doesn't count. That's like taking vitamins, okay?
It's still a
Like,
prescription.
no, I totally get that.
Yeah. But just the way
But the
they
point
say.
is like, yeah, they get so worried. Like, I'm on birth control. Does that disqualify me?
Like, oh my God, I can't get health insurance.
No,
Or not a life.
actually, we would prefer if you're on birth control because then you won't get pregnant and we won't have to pay those health insurance bills for you going to the hospital. Like, put 2 and 2 together, people.
Makes sense. Wow, that does make sense.
Oh, but that's cute. So, okay, so I guess the question is because that's a lot to be doing all at the same time. So, are you actually going to be trying to have a baby at the same time that you purchase the home?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Look at
Yeah,
you. So you're gonna get a fucking white picket fence too? Jesus.
Big things for 2024, I guess.
Good
Aspiring
Lord,
big
man.
things.
No, see, this is why I am the everyman of America, right? Because I did it right. I got married, had a child, and got divorced. Okay. That's what people identify with. Not this fucking white picket fence. I have the perfect husband. I don't even need to care about what he's doing in his personal life. He loves me so much. I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a house. Okay.
I can't wait till the second half of the show.
What?
What?
What? Don't worry about it. So I'm so glad that I'm here so that people have someone to identify with, unlike the queen who's just living everyone's best life. I love that every time I ask you to, like, what you're doing, you're just like, hey, do you have plans on Saturday or whatever? You're like, no, we ain't got shit going on. We're just chilling.
No,
honestly, if you don't ask me anything, I'll probably just be in bed until someone asks me to get out of bed.
That's you.
That's you.
That's you.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying, you're right. I will be asleep until someone gets. I'm saying that your life is so chill that you can wake up and just stay in bed all day.
You're right.
And no one will give a shit. And it won't affect you negatively in any way.
And now it's like gonna change.
I can't wait. You know what I really can't wait
for?
I can't wait for post 6 months, Judy. And by that I mean post baby 6 months. The first 2 weeks, and I'm not saying this to scare you, but I am. The first 2 weeks are like Navy SEAL training. Okay. You ever see G.I. Jane?
No.
No, you never saw G.I. Jane. Demi Moore becomes a female Navy SEAL. One of the first things they do is they keep them up for like 72 straight hours, and then they make them go write a paper with classical music playing designed to make them fall asleep, right? Only to come in and be like, move your asses, right? To get the blood pumping and everything.
What happens in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna get into it, but there's a scene where, like, of course, because they're trying to show that she's like just as strong, if not better than all the guys, where every single guy around her is asleep and she's the only one still writing this paper. And then finally, the only reason she stops is because there's dripping on the paper from the CO, or not CO, it's not a fucking jail, from the
oh my God.
from the drill sergeant who's like just staring her down, and then they like wake everyone up to start doing laps or whatever.
Oh my God.
Honestly, like, you want to talk for real, like how you build a strong female character, go watch G.I. Jane. It's a very good way of doing it. It's not like fucking New Mulan, who she's just great because she's great, or fucking Rey Skywalker, who doesn't have to try it to be the best at anything and just is the best at everything. Like, if you want this, and people say, why do these movies not sell? It's because men are chauvinists. It's because men don't like powerful women. No, it's because we don't like boring characters. Okay? G.I. Jane was a dope ass movie with a dope ass strong character because you saw her build progression towards her goal. It wasn't just like one day she's like, oh, I'm a Jedi? Mind trick. Could you? And I get Judy, you're not a big Star Wars person. I fully get that. But even you can understand the concept of in Star Wars 1, if Luke Skywalker was just walking around the Death Star being like, oh, you don't know me. Oh, you don't know me. Oh, bzz, bzz, bzz. Well,
Right.
don't you think that the trilogy probably wouldn't have taken off as well?
Yeah.
No, but what happens instead? He's in a fucking garbage chute being like, whoa, some touch my leg. Help me. Ah. And he became one of the greatest heroes of the galaxy.
Sure did.
Got to build him up, man. All right.
Cool.
So we're running a little low on time, and we do not have a second half of the show. So we got to get to sports. Because, Judy, if you thought I was going to let you get away with not talking again about how your Cowboys got waxed.
God, I have to hear this twice now.
By the because it's the Arizona Cardinals, too. Like, the Cardinals are actively like, unlike the Bears that are just terrible and cannot win. The Cardinals are actively trying to not win. And you guys, and we saw that last week when the Giants came back down like what, 20 points or something? 31 points, something?
Yeah.
We saw it that they lost last week, and the Cowboys just couldn't bring it together.
Oh
what
my
happened?
God. I still can't believe that we lost to a QB. I don't even know his name, but he has no eyebrows.
Josh Dobbs.
My God. Okay, thank you, Josh Dobbs. No eyebrows, having ass.
Hey, you better be careful. Will Smith will slap your ass. Oh, I was talking about G.I. Jane. They'll slap me too. Shit, we both about to get slapped.
Oh my God. I don't know. It's like when our running game was trash, and second marriage Mike here, we're down by like 8 points, halfway through the fourth quarter. And he's like, give the ball to Pollard. This shit wasn't working all game. Why do we keep giving the ball to Pollard? I don't understand. I don't understand the play calling he's doing. Like what? But then, not just that, the defense, non-existent. It's like they forgot how to play after Trayvon went down with the injury during practice. It's like they show up to Sunday like, you know what? We forgot everything that we were supposed to do. Stephon Gilmore was getting fucking burned by these receivers that I don't even know their names because they're not that popular. How are you letting these guys beat you 20, 30 yards down the field, Stephon Gilmore? What the fuck you doing out here?
So
sorry.
No. This is
Micah. Also, sorry, Micah. What? I know he tweaked something maybe, but non-existent. The whole defense non-existent.
Dan Quinn, what's going on? You're supposed to. You're vaunted defensive coach. What's going on, man?
Yeah. He wasn't angry, Dan Quinn. He I don't know. He just took it apparently.
So concerns that I have are that, like I've said, if we're gonna the team. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I said because it's been a couple days. What I will say is that as far as your red zone stuff, because you're right, Tony Pollard, for whatever reason, the running game wasn't going, and especially in the red zone, right? And I heard something the other day that was actually a little concerning. If I was a Cowboys fan, is that a majority, and I want to say like 2/3 or 3/4 of your red zone touchdowns last year were from Ezekiel Elliott and Schultz, the tight end.
The tight end.
And they both gone.
Not there.
Right?
Yep.
So that's a little concerning. And then the other thing is that you guys, as far as that offense goes over the last couple of years, it just seems like you can either be game managers or you can have a bunch of yards and points, but for whatever reason, you can't figure that out with your defense at the same time. And maybe I don't know. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know. It might just be second marriage, Mike.
You got Trey Lance.
Yay.
So. Oh man.
Hey, that doesn't make anything better.
Speaking of second marriage, Mike, do you think that like Jerry is watching Sunday Night Football and he's watching Jason Garrett and he's salivating? He's like, oh, can I just give you one more chance? Just one more. Come on, we can do this.
No, I hope not.
We have the defense now. All you got to do is lead that offense. We got you. We got the quarterback. We thought we had a running back, maybe not, but we got some receiver. Come on, come back to me, please.
No, I hope he never comes back. 10 plus years of that.
And then second marriage, Mike. And then second marriage, Mike turns on the light. Jerry's like, "Oh, I'm not texting anybody."
That was good.
Oh man! All right, so the Cowboys got beat up. Seahawks. My Seahawks are sneakily having a really good offensive season, back to back, like plus 35-point games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy, and we get Jamal Adams back this week. Finally, after a year plus, we get a guy that we spent 3 first-round picks on. So I'm happy about that. Look, I'm not trying to trash Jamal Adams. The only thing I would say is I think we overspent for him. Even at his apex, he's always been a guy who was injured a lot. Yeah. So
wasn't he the guy who flipped off like the entire sideline after he got injured?
No, that was not Sherman. Thomas. It was Thomas he was part of the Legion of Boom. I can't remember his actual name right now. Damn it. See, I told you, short-term memory, because I used to be able to name the entire Legion of Boom like it was nothing.
I really thought it was not Jamal Adams that flipped off the entire when he was getting carted off.
Earl Thomas. It was Earl Thomas. And Earl was upset though because he had been drafted by the Seahawks. He had been always part of it. And they did what every good football team does, is that when he got old, they didn't pay him. And I'm not saying that that's fair. I'm saying that that's what a good football team does, because you think of players as assets, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
I was not happy about it at the time, but a couple of years down the road, it was a good move. I can't lie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Geno Smith. So I told you guys last week with fantasy, my friend dropped Geno Smith. He said he wasn't doing it for him, for his league and his team.
Come on, Otis. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Otis, what are you thinking?
Get in the comments. Tell me what you were thinking. Because he's
the
thing, Otis.
Yes, get in the comments.
Even if you don't like Geno specifically, right? He's throwing to Metcalf, to Lockett, and to JSN.
He will say he loves JSN. I don't know who that is, though. I can't tell you. I don't know who JSN is.
Oh, his name is, I forget his first name. It starts with a J, but then his last name is Smith. This is why everyone calls him JSN. Because it's like, if you say it, because if you say it wrong, then you're going to sound racist, right? So
I'll look up his name later.
No, I'm going to do it right now. Because you should like JSN. What about the other one? Jackson Smith Njigba. NJIGBA. I'm not being racist. That's how you say it. That's why we call it JSN though.
Moving forward, it'll always be JSN.
That's why. That's also like I that's gotta get clipped too. Like if you say it wrong, it's gonna come out racist. So you gotta be careful. The Broncos got 70 points put on them.
That was still. I didn't realize that's what happened. But on our way back home Sunday, everybody on Twix was tweeting like 70-20, 70-20. And I go, I was like, there's no way an NFL team scored on another NFL team 70-20. But you know what? Somehow the Dolphins did it. And wow. I'm sorry, your looks caught me off guard. I was like,
no, I'm sorry.
Muted?
No, you didn't get muted. I'm just like, I got distracted by technical stuff. I apologize. You're right though, because I was editing and watching Red Zone while that's happening. Since I was watching Red Zone, I basically watched the entire Dolphins game, right? Except for Broncos possessions. So, and honestly, like Mike McDaniel's, he's the new wave of coach, right? He's, I guess you would equate him, in my opinion, to like the Marty Schottenheimers of the 80s, right? Guys who don't really look like a football coach, but are analytically amazing. A Dick Vermeil even, stuff like that. But guess what? Schematically, he's got it so that he has an advantage on every single play offensively. And that's when you have a defense that's trying. And the Broncos didn't have a defense that was trying because the Dolphins put in like their second and third stringers and still kept running for like 80-yard touchdowns.
That is ridiculous. And I think it's just karma, honestly. Like, I personally do not think Russell Wilson is a good person. And
yeah, you were saying that you didn't feel like he was a good person.
I know you have different thoughts.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it another day when I'm not. But I think it's karma for another reason, because we had the coach, Sean Payton, talk mad shit on Nat Hackett, saying it was the worst coaching job in the history of football. And now he has the worst coaching job in the history of football. He had a top 10 defense last year that gave up more points than any team in the modern NFL era, while only putting up 20 points. Do you think that the Dolphins defense was really playing hard for the entire second half? Because I don't.
I don't.
And speaking about Nat Hackett, he works for a new team.
Oh God. Here we go.
For the New York Rob Salas. And last week, the Rob Salas, we came out strong. But look, we got a tough thing going on at quarterback, okay? We got Zach Wilson. And look, I love the kid. I do. I watched his tape in the darkness, and that tape showed me that he cannot throw the ball to his own goddamn receivers. So
he is ass.
So yes, the tape showed that he is ass. He is really ass. Going up with my ass offensive line that got my quarterback hurt in 4 plays. He was the savior. He was the chosen one, and you took him from me. That's why I'm a defensive coach. But we have a savior coming, because I was watching more tape, and I saw in that tape a man who could be thought of as a caveman with his strength, a man who comes from the evolution, a man named Trevor Siemian.
That is their next savior. It's Trevor
is our savior, Trevor Siemian.
Oh my God.
And look, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. This is Rob Saleh being real. I don't think he's going to save us against the Chiefs, because that's who we play next. But don't count us out, because we are contenders, competitors, commanders, but definitely not, except for you, Zach Wilson, survivors.
I love every time you do that.
Man.
I don't understand that part.
Cause it's just who he is, okay? Don't try to understand it. Just go with the wave. I can't
That's
believe
so good.
I cannot, but Trevor fucking Simeon, that's who they got. They could have
that's their
had
best.
Matt Ryan, they could have had Carson Wentz, and I also get neither of those are people that you're like, oh my God, I get to have that guy on my team. I would much rather have the corpse of Matt Ryan or the idiotic rants of Carson Wentz throwing it poorly. Oh, I was getting on a rant.
Oh, I was
I'd
like, what
much
was
rather
that?
do that.
Scared.
It's our gong. That's the gong to signify that 40 minutes has gone by.
It sounds like something crashed, like fell in the back. I was like, oh my God, what's happening back there?
Yeah, it
Damn
needs
it,
to
Thor.
be abrasive. You get it. You get it. Oh, all right. So instead of going off, my mom's probably just like, oh, yes, thank God, the gong. I don't have to listen to goddamn football anymore. The New York Rob Sala is the worst. I don't know why I keep making her like more and more New York. It's because, you know what? It's because she reminds me of like a Jewish mom, like your traditional Jewish mom.
Mm-hmm.
She would like all that stuff. And so, yeah, the more upper West Side Manhattan I can make her sound, the better I feel.
The better.
Yeah, I think that's really who her soul is. And that's, as we've learned on this show, I do not imitate the person. I imitate their being. All right, when we come back, the
airing of grievances.
That's right. The airing of grievances is upon us. Very excited. Our executive producer will be joining the show. So, yeah, Judy, until then, woo. Is that good? Can I do that? Is that allowed?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Woo.
Okay, I'll see you the next time.
Welcome back to a conversation with Judy and Ryan, youtube.com @TABPOD. Make sure you listen to us on all of the audio streaming places if that's how you prefer to podcast. Regardless, it is time. Annual
airing of grievances.
That's right. This is what I've been waiting for so long. Very quickly, before we get started, because I'm not adding this to the grievances, our executive producer, such a proud ass, so much. She just, you guys didn't see it, but literally 20 minutes of trying to figure out her microphone. I walk in there, I hit one switch after 10 seconds, and she's like, no, I didn't think about that. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
We don't know.
I do not like how Judy, you are rubbing off on our EP, okay? Because, like, don't get me wrong, she's already a bit much with the proudness. Love, your camera's fine. You don't have to keep messing with it. You look beautiful. All right?
Well, thanks.
So,
but I didn't like my angle.
What? I've seen you do it 3 times in 2 minutes. What do you
That is not
want?
She's adjusting her angle. Can you not yell at her?
For real.
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. All right, because now she feels justified when she messes stuff up. I need my executive producer to feel fear all the time that if I am not being taken care of, if my needs are not met, they are out. But no, the queen has messed this up for me.
Anyway, so continue on.
I was like, #shrug. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Wow. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for my turn.
airing of grievances.
That's right. Okay. But we are going to start with our executive producer. For anyone who is unsure of what this is, obviously, this is something we have stolen straight from Seinfeld. Festivus is a bit that they came up with, and it's a in-world holiday, and we don't care about the whole holiday. We just want
airing of grievances.
we just want to be able to bitch at each other a little bit, mostly me. But the one thing I will say is that at the end of all of your complaints, you must say one sincerely nice thing about that person you just complained about. Okay? So to get us started off, since this is her first ever time being with us on the show, I would like to have our executive producer go. She is also going to be sharing grievances from my mom. Can't wait. So excited. Whenever you're ready, love, go ahead.
All right. Well, I've only got 2 from your mom. They're not really directed at anyone in particular. Her first one is she has grievances with people who have double standards. Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's that one. And then her second one and last one is that she has grievances with people who listen to respond and not to understand. So those are the grievances from the lovely
would
Miss
we
Carol
say that's
Cable.
Ryan? I'm just kidding.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I was picking up some "those are towards me" vibes.
I don't know about the first part, but the second part, maybe a little bit.
Wow. I see how today is going to be. Okay.
So I truly don't think she was pointing fingers at anyone, but yeah. So those are her.
Judy obviously does.
And then I've got 3 for me.
Ooh, she got 3.
Oh,
Okay.
she has
Yeah.
3. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh wait, I can't count apparently 4. The first one is for my sister. I was dog sitting at my dad's house over the week because my best friend is in Texas right now. One of my dogs has been very, very sick, so she's on a bunch of medications at the moment. I was left very unprepared for this bout of dog sitting because she has to have a new diet, bunch of medication. So when it comes time for me to give her the medication, I have no idea where the food is that I'm supposed to be giving her. So I'm running all over my dad's house trying to figure out like where is this food that I'm supposed to be giving her. And then she's a very good one.
Real quick, I'm just imagining like one of those old Benny Hill skits where it's Alex like following the dog around and like running into the pantry and then coming out of another door.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, Alex,
like
does your sister listen to our podcast?
sometimes.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Sometimes.
Not at all. She's just
Well, now you
doing
have to
this
tell her this is the time that she needs to listen.
Yeah, for real.
Her and all of her friends.
Yeah.
All of them. And all of her coworkers.
Yeah, for real. So she left me very unprepared for that. I eventually did find the food under her purse in the laundry room. I don't know how it got there, but that's where it was. So that is my grievance with my sister at this current time. As far as something positive about her, I love her so much, and I would not be the person that I am today without her. So hashtag love you, Vicky, but like, don't do that to me again.
Is she your older sister or younger sister?
Grievance sandwich.
She's my younger sister.
Younger sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
to the love that you have for her.
That was nice.
My second one is for you, babe.
Oh, lovely.
The airing of grievances.
So you be talking a lot on the show about how young I am, and like, while I am younger than you, I'm not that young.
I am so happy you brought that up, Alex. So happy.
Because like you guys were talking about freaking 9/11 a couple episodes ago, and like I was indeed alive for that. Like
Yeah, okay, pause. You were alive You weren't even in double digits yet.
So
That's what I'm saying.
But we're still
also-
saying
No.
she still remembers that. I'm
Yeah, of
guessing
course.
she said she
And, like,
remembered it.
Yeah, but she remembers it the same way that I remember playing with my Ninja Turtles, okay? Like it's different. Your brain was barely formed at the time.
Okay. This is Alex Grievances. Let's let her continue.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So yes, I definitely do remember being able to meet my family at the gate at the airport. Like, yes, I used to be able to do that too. So yeah,
You
that
didn't
is
drive there.
what?
Nothing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mm, okay.
So that is my grievance with you. Um, but aside from that, I think you're the best guy in the world. I love you so much.
Oh God. Is that
For
it?
you,
Wow,
yeah.
that's it? Wow.
Why did you want me to have
Vicky
more?
got this whole I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. And it's so I love you a lot.
Okay, hold on. I can do this.
No. Next
No,
one.
my
On to the next.
grievances.
It's too
My
late.
grievances, not yours.
Oh wait, no, I forgot.
That was nice.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anywho, I appreciate you treating me like a princess every single day, even though you get mad at me sometimes, and you still do. Love you.
Love you too.
I like how she waited. She's like, you can say it back.
I know. Well, because
All right,
sometimes
whatever.
sometimes he's
next
like,
grievance.
"Thank you," and I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm gonna skip my other one and go straight to my last one. My next one is for work. I last week had some issues where I was missing some hours on one of my paychecks, and when I brought it up to my manager, he, for whatever reason, did not understand what I was saying to him. I don't know, but I was missing like 10 hours off of my first check
girl.
from September, and I was like,
Girl, 10 hours is not like a small thing.
so I was like, we need to fix this ASAP, because why does it say 70 when it should say 80? Like, I don't understand. And he was like, I don't know what you're saying to me right now. And I was like, I don't know how much more clear I can be with the whole like 10 hours or missing. Screenshot, like, here you go. I don't understand how much more clear I can be. So I eventually just ended up emailing the payroll manager myself, because he didn't understand what I was saying, and she's getting it situated for me, which is great. But as far as that goes, that is my grievance with my job at this moment.
Good. You don't have to say nothing nice about them. It's okay.
Yeah, no. Nice.
At that
nice
point, I'm
things
like,
only
nah.
need to- nice things only need to happen when we're talking about people, not
Yeah.
organizations.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, then those
Okay.
are all my grievances.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Well,
Them.
we'll have a talk later. Okay, I'll just put it like that. We'll have a talk later.
Everyone's getting the bell.
I know, for real. We should make that into a sound.
We should. That needs to be a clip. It needs to be
Yeah,
a
I like
clip.
that. Okay, you know what? Oh, I can't wait until it's my turn.
Oh,
You know what?
gosh.
I can't wait. But for now, it's Judy. Judy the Queen. Go ahead. Whenever
Yay.
you're ready.
The airing of grievances.
Okay, so one, I didn't know we could talk about other things outside of the podcast. I thought it was just grievances about like Ryan and I.
I too
But
made
you know
that
what?
mistake.
It's okay. You know what? Because I can't think of grievances about work on the fly. But I'm gonna start
Well,
with my
real quick.
Oh.
I think that for you and I, Judy, it should be more concentrated on things podcast related.
Yes.
Only
Okay, good.
because let's be honest, this podcast is
The airing of grievances.
for all the stuff in our lives.
Yes. Okay. So
no, my point is, if you have something that you want to say about work, go for it, but don't feel like you have to come up with other
Yeah.
stuff on the
okay.
fly.
No, that's fine because I just want to talk about my grievances with Ryan.
Oh,
Well, first, I want to go all the way back to when we were first doing our old podcast. Ryan and I, and it's never been released, but Ryan and I did a all and episode before I moved out to Dallas, and he's like, I'm gonna post it. Never got posted. It was like one of the best episodes we've done. And I wish I could still listen to it, but it's gone from my Google Drive. But I remember about 3 months in, maybe 4 months, like during the pandemic, I was like, oh, Ryan, you should post the last episode we ever did for our old podcast. And he's like, he just kind of, it sounded like he shrugged it off, but it was just through text. So I just assumed that he, just shrugged it. I was like, yeah, we'll get to it someday. I was like, damn, that was like, it would have been a great ending to the quarter life crisis podcast that we did. But you know what? It's fine. I understand it was a rough time for everybody during the pandemic.
So couple things real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm pretty sure I still have a copy of it, so I could send that to you.
Yeah, because I remember you mentioned something about I mentioned something about how my husband is out in Dallas, and I mean, look at us go.
Right.
I put it out in the world.
So that, and then also, I wasn't shrugging it off. Like, I have no intention of doing that, but it was just like, I was going through, and the EP can attest to this, like, pandemic messed with me real hard. Like, and not only that, but I also, during that time, a lot of things happened in my life that I'm not going to say they made me grow up, because I knew that they were going to happen, but they did thrust me into adulthood in a way that I don't think I had experienced before. So just dealing with that. So we'll
understood.
Even
it was not a vacation for Ryan.
No, it definitely was not.
He was not drinking Trulies at 10 a.m.
We will figure out an appropriate time and place, even if it's just posting it on the Twix account to release that final podcast, because honestly, Judy has been asking me for that for a very long time. I think part of the reason that I never wanted to release it was I titled it Final Podcast, right? And I get that it was a final podcast for the Quarter Life Crisis podcast, but I never wanted that podcast to end. I just wasn't mentally stable at the time to continue doing it. But either way, sorry. So no. That is unlike some people's grievances against me, that one's fine.
Okay, so moving more forward to our current podcast situation.
Wait, was that the first one, or is this still in the first one?
Well, no, that was the first one. That was the last episode for the So my second grievance will be, so Ryan and I do pre-meetings before we start our show. And every time Ryan will ask me, Judy, what do you want to talk about? And we have a whole Google Doc of things that we jot down the things I want to talk about. And so I will mention, a few topics here and there. And Ryan's like, okay, yeah, cool, we can do that. He's like, I want to start first with my things. And whenever Ryan says this, it takes about 3/4 of the show. And I understand he tells me that I should. Oh, I was like, why did the door open?
Hi, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
They said hi. They both say hi.
I don't have energy for real man right now. I'm getting beat up, buddy. Sorry.
So, Ryan always says oh, just stop me whenever I just start ranting. But most of the time I can't stop him because what he's saying or what he's talking about is just so either very entertaining or it's a therapy session, and that's kind of rude to stop somebody in the middle of their, stop them dead in their tracks of just stop talking. Hey, I want to jump in and talk about my stuff now, because they're not as important as, or I feel like they're not as important as what Ryan is either going through or grievances about work, because we all love Workplace Chronicles with Ryan, because that's one of my favorite times of our episode. So that's my second grievance. My third one was a couple episodes ago. It's still very fresh in my mind. Ryan was kind of like, I know he wasn't yelling at me about my marriage and my relationship with Keith, but I was re-listening to that part of our episode, and I took it personally as Ryan thinks I don't take any interest of what my husband does. And he's like, no, that's not what I meant. And so I tweeted something about how Ryan was joking. Like, I jokingly said Ryan thought my marriage was terrible. And Ryan was like, no. He responded to the tweet, and I would love to insert it here somehow. But Ryan responded to my tweet. He's like, no, I didn't say your marriage was terrible. I just said you should take interest in what he likes. But in the episode, he just made it seem like I wasn't interested in anything, but it was just video game. And it all came down because I didn't know what game my husband was playing. And it's not that I didn't know, I just didn't remember it. And I couldn't explain myself because I was a little upset that he was going on and on about how I wasn't interested in what he was playing. So I just need to get that out there. But let me just say the good thing about Ryan.
Oh yeah, let's hear this.
I love doing this.
No, actually, before the good thing, real quick, I'm sorry. Hey, the EP's had her hand up, right? So what do you got to say, EP?
Yes.
So Judy, I love you. But as somebody who listens to the show in a way that you guys don't really experience, the way that I remember you saying that you didn't know is that you straight up did not know what he was playing. So, and I totally get that, maybe you didn't remember, and I don't want you to feel like I'm just coming to Ryan's defense, but that's the way that I experienced that particular sentence. But I totally get the vibe on how you could get that from him on what he had said. But don't take it like that, though. I think he was just trying to take how we do our relationship.
No. You don't need to defend. You don't need to defend. Honestly, that's all I was gonna say. That's the only thing in the entire.
Yeah.
Because look, I was poking you. I was.
But we know Ryan loves to poke the bear.
He does.
Yeah,
whether it's with me or with Alex.
It's life with your Nickelodeon Tumblr.
Oh, can I see it? Oh, it's cute.
Yes, thank you.
No. I get that I was poking and I was making it, and that's part of the character on the show, right? That's why I love doing it, because that's who I am. But yeah, no, the one thing I will just 1,000% disagree with is that you were like, I don't know what he's playing. And you gave the vibe, the Queen J vibe of, I don't give a shit either.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't give a shit about him. I don't give a shit about what he's playing. That's not who he is. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, so, but as long as we can all be in agreement on that, I get that, and I am sorry if I made you feel like I thought your relationship was bad in any way. It's just that I want the best for Keith, and when I see that he's not getting it, I get a little upset. So,
yeah. But
all right, so what's the nice thing?
Nice things. I love doing this podcast with Ryan. I would not imagine doing this with anyone else. I think, even though I don't know Ryan for that long period of older friends who I would probably not want to do a podcast with, but somehow we make this work. Right. But somehow Ryan and I make this work, and he shows up even when he doesn't feel like doing any of the episodes. He's still here and still wants to do it with me every week. So thank you for all of that and for just continuing this podcast with me.
That was nice.
That was really nice. Don't make me cry, you dick.
Don't cry. We said we're not crying,
Oh.
and when we're like filming, all right?
Fine. All right. It's my turn.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
you know what, real quick, before I go on to my stuff, I did have one other thing, very minor, but one other thing that I meant to say to you during your grievances. I got all caught up by the flabbergastedness of what was said. How dare you talk about how I take up the time when I gave you the entire first section of this show?
I know, but this was a grievance before this episode. You can't say that.
So
Let me just stop you there.
I had to get that out.
Maybe you guys should take turns on who goes first. Like one episode it's Ryan and then one episode it's Judy.
You know what? I do like that idea. Yes. We'll put that in the.
It's my turn. Sorry. I'm having there's issues with the audio. I can't. Anyway.
Sure.
The airing of grievances.
Okay. So I have grievances for Asher, for my mom,
Oh man.
for Alex,
Oh god.
and for Judy, and for Keith. Okay.
Okay.
I have honorable mentions of people who I wanted to put on the list of grievances, but they didn't make the list because I didn't want to have to say anything nice about them. It's my ex-wife, the boss at the insurance emporium, and our executive producer.
You don't want to say anything nice about me?
Not our executive producer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
When you said Alex, I thought you meant EP. Are you talking about Alex, like your brother?
I guess we'll find out.
Sad.
I guess
Because
we
that
will
didn't make
find
sense right there. Okay,
out.
sorry. We'll continue.
For Asher, grievances against you. I hate that you lie. God, it's annoying. I hate that you do not listen. I am annoyed that you are constantly getting in trouble for things that you know better. And boy, I swear to God, you are getting bigger. And if you keep being mouthy, one of these days, you and me are going to square up. Because at some point, it's not going to be an unfair fight. Okay, with the way that you're going. So watch it. Watch it.
He's going to be like 13 years old and taller and bigger than Ryan.
Well, he's already 7 and like under my chin. So
See?
yeah.
See? But I will say that you're the best kid that I could have ever hoped for. You're, for me, a perfect child. And while you do all these things that annoy me, I get it. It's just because you're human. And I get upset because I get so nervous and I want you to be the best version of yourself. But I love that you are 100% unabashedly who you are. And you have no shame about it. And I wish I had 1/10 of the courage that you have at your age. All right. My mom.
The airing of grievances.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, I forgot. For Asher, all that stuff I said.
That was nice.
But now for my mom.
The airing of grievances.
This one, it made it on the list twice, so I had to literally scratch it out and just put ×2. So opinionated. Everything she has to comment on. And don't get me wrong, she's a very smart woman. She says a lot of smart stuff, but everything. It's been much. She's so gossipy. Like she just wants to, and I get it. I am the one she gossiped to when I was a little kid, and and cell phones weren't really a thing yet, especially text messaging. So she would gossip to me, but it's never ended. And now I'm just like, girl, I'm like, sometimes I'm about some cheese, May, but No, like it's so much all the time. And she's so excited about it too that I gotta be like, oh, damn, oh my God. Ah. She has the worst timing. She always calls me right before or right after I smoke. Like it's perfect timing for me to be like, oh, I really need to smoke right now. Call later. Or, oh, am I okay to talk right now? I just gotta like
There's
it's
no in
perfect
between.
timing. No, never an in between. Only time there's an in between is when I'm at Asher's baseball games and she calls while he's batting and I miss the chance to take a photo. Lastly, you spoil your grandson a wee bit much. Judy, I know you can't see. Oh, well, you might. Yeah, you can see a little bit. Right here is a 33-pound pumpkin. You know what's next to
And
it?
little pumpkins.
10 little pumpkins. I wish that was all they had brought back from the orchard. They brought back ciders and donuts and this and that. He's gonna turn into, he was grounded and he came back with all this stuff. He's gonna turn into a little Tedward Bundy.
Wait, is Asher her first grandson or her only
I get
grandkid?
it. First and only. I get it.
First and only.
Quinn!
Oh, well.
Are you forgetting about Quinn?
Quinn doesn't
Alex's
count.
daughter?
Quinn doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's not blood related, so doesn't count. She's not an heir to the throne.
Asher's not blood related to me.
You're not an heir to the throne either. That's what I'm saying. We just watched this in Princess Diaries, okay? If I die, line of succession goes to him. You can run stuff while he gets, vetted or whatever, but line of succession goes to him.
Yes.
If he dies, then line of succession would go to my uncle Rob. Okay, that's just how bloodline works. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
Anyways, okay. So spoiled, rotten. Got it.
Spoiled rotten. He was grounded and he came home with 85 pounds of pumpkin.
Some of those are mine.
Doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're
Also,
for you.
You
They
got
all
him stuff
were
when he
for
was
him.
grounded too. So like,
I got him a Snapple.
same. I'm just saying.
I got him a Snapple.
I'm just saying.
Well, let's not forget, wasn't it that one time? Wait, no, who was it that gave him ice cream, but he was in trouble?
I think that also was Carol.
So,
Okay.
But- honestly, as much as I complain about her, she is a perfect mom. Maybe not a perfect mom to me, but she is a perfect mom. And I wouldn't be the person that I am without her. I wouldn't be as good of a father without her guidance. I wouldn't be as hard of a worker without her inspiration. I wouldn't be as funny if it wasn't for me always wanting to keep her entertained. So, Mom, for as much bullshit as you give me, I do love you, and I do think that I couldn't have gotten luckier.
Oh, she's literally your day one.
I could have gotten a little luckier, but I didn't deserve to get any luckier. I deserve to have you as my mom, and that's why you're perfect for me.
Oh,
All right. Now for Alex, my fiance. I didn't want to say anything
Oh god.
to our executive producer that was nice. But I can talk to my fiance and let them know that they are doing a shit job as an executive producer.
I know.
And by shit, I just mean like we have the same conversation and then she'll be like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then she doesn't do it. Like, we'll figure it out. But I had to, like, it's the grievances. I had
The airing of grievances.
Oh, yeah, and for my mom.
That was nice.
Sorry, Mom. My entire family. It's just 8 minutes later.
That was nice.
You have not asked me to do a single TikTok other than on a night that I had 8 other things scheduled. Because honestly, I don't even remember you asked me the one time, but you say you did. But it was on a night that I was recording and had to do thumbnails. When you are not feeling well, you keep me from my work, which I don't think an executive producer would want. I think an executive producer would want someone to be creating more content, feeding the machine, but not you. No, lay with me.
So that's Alex, the fiance, not Alex, the EP.
Right.
So.
No. I'm telling Alex, the fiance, about how bad a job Alex, the EP, is doing. And last but not least, or no, I'm sorry, I got 2 other things.
Oh,
Alex, the fiance, she be making too much tasty food sometimes, okay? And I be getting tired. I don't want to be working after eating all, because like she making it. It's like I gotta have seconds, maybe even a second and a half. You know, you go into the kitchen and there's still some in the pot. You just start scooping it in your mouth. The next thing you know, you've eaten like an entire extra dish of food, and you're just, oh God, I gotta take a nap. I got that itis, y'all. She be doing that too often. Okay. Like, and she be saying, well, you don't want to eat fish. I don't want to eat the same white fish over and over again. Put that bitch in some pasta sauce and call it a day. And then last but not least, and this one I'm actually pissed about. She's so funny and so talented, and yet she hasn't started streaming yet. She been talking to me about streaming for like so long and still hasn't started doing it. Damn it. Stop being afraid. I get it. It's a lot. And we have you share the same thing that I do, where you pile everything up in your head and then it becomes too daunting and then it too much to ever want to get started. And I totally get that. But one step at a time, and we'll get there. Now, since I'm not saying anything nice to Alex, the executive producer, I will say something nice to Alex, my fiance. And that is that you are truly a perfect partner. You support me in ways that I don't know how to support myself at times. You are my number one fan. And you build me up in ways that I wish that someone had been able to unlock in me before now. I've never been as confident as I have been over these last few years, thanks to you. And I've never been as hopeful for my future as I have been since you've come into my life. So thank you so much for that. I love you so much. But if the executive producer doesn't get her act together, they might get fired. I don't know. I'm telling you, they don't even get a salary yet, and they might get fired. I don't know.
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry.
No crying.
Don't
cry. You got to get your eyelashes done. No crying.
God damn it. God. See, another thing the executive producer failed on.
Sorry.
She's like,
That
let me
was
just turn my
nice.
camera.
Can I re-record mine?
No, we're not re-recording for a second time. We're not doing that, okay?
Mine are always so
man.
lame.
All right.
No.
And now, just so you guys know, I have Judy next, and the gong will go off, but we're gonna keep going until I'm done. Okay. Judy! Just to add everything in, I'm going to add on top. I don't like the influence you have had on our executive producer. Okay? because while she should be in fear for her job, instead she's just like, well, Judy ain't gotta say shit. Why I gotta say shit? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Just figure it out, clown boy. Just figure you ain't even a lord no more. You ain't even you remember when she snatched it like that? Yeah, you ain't even a lord. What's up? See, and that's 'cause of you. That's because of you. Okay. Next. And I've noticed this a lot, especially since I've been clipping a lot of stuff lately. And you be doing a fabulous job on the social media. But you be telling me to clip a lot of shit. Like in the podcast, you be like, yeah, you clipping that, and you clipping that, and you clipping that. What the hell? Wow, you are lucky that I am so dedicated to the craft that I will re-listen to the entire podcast to get these clips for your ass. I've already said it. I'm gonna say it again. Bitch, you took my lordship.
Man, and it's been months.
Well, yeah, it's been months because you took it before you were supposed to take it. Okay, you were just like, you know what? I don't think you get it. So no, it's not yours anymore. Just taking people's lordships. I find it funny that you complained about me talking too much, and I am going to complain about you not talking enough.
Oh, that's great.
honestly, and part of it is just getting used to being with you on air and dealing with this delay. I think I didn't realize how long of a delay it actually was until the last couple weeks, especially with having the EP right next to me and being able to hear it in real time or whatever. But that I need to have a wee bit more patience. And
was that our gong?
That was our gong.
Oh,
We keep
like,
going.
What is that?
Yeah.
I need to have a little bit more patience in waiting for you to respond to something. But also and we're getting there, but you need to be a little more about putting your shit in there. Okay, perfect example. We were talking about it during your grievances, right? I understand that it is my therapy session or whatever, right? But like you did, I want to say you did this with the real estate aspect of it. You jumped in and you shared some poignant stories from your stuff. Like you speckled in stuff that we had already talked about that you wanted to talk about and inserted it into what I was talking about. Right. And that's what I would want more of from you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Instead, and I get it. I'm not saying that you're like backing down to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that I want you to, instead of just being where you are, to feel free to take another step forward. Okay.
Sounds good. Great. Well, no, okay. So maybe, I mean, I know we are working on it, but maybe in those situations, like I didn't know the 3 things that were like broken you, like how you were going to talk about them, I guess. Like I knew one was the real estate. I mean, things like that. Like, well, maybe I could get a little more detail instead of being a little more surprised. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, and that's fair too, is that we can have more extensive talks during the production meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying if you have stuff that you can talk about not even in your stuff that you've given me, but just stuff in general that you relate that you can talk about, fucking talk about it. You know?
Awesome. Yes.
Okay. And then the last one, and this is what I really need from you. Okay. This is like yes. I need more topical content. Okay. So what I mean by that is I love the workplace stuff. I love the personal stuff. I love the Keith stuff. God, I love the Keith stuff. But I feel like we as a show don't know anything about you other than, like, from a pop culture perspective, other than you're a Cowboys fan.
Interesting.
And that you go to concerts,
I do.
So,
I do.
like, so my point is, like, what do you be watching on TikTok? Or, like, what's the latest trend on TikTok that you've been seeing? Like, why the fuck is everyone asking people how often they talk about the Roman Empire? And why am I the one who's bringing that to the table? I got 2 females on my fucking staff, and neither of them are telling me about Roman Empire stuff. I got to see it on a goddamn Eagles TikTok. But it was lovely. The girl went around and asked the entire team what they thought about the Roman Empire. There were some really thrilling answers. Jason Kelsey's, as always, was awesome. He was just like, yeah, my wife asked me about that. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Noted.
But as far as something nice to say, I mean, honestly, you put it exceptionally well. You're the perfect complimentary co-host to me mentally. I feel like I can be myself 100% on the air with you. I feel like you will be 100% honest with me on something. You never put any extra pressure on me, and yet at the same time, you are always so thrilled and excited to get to work. Thursdays are my favorite day of the entire week, and it's because I get to talk to one of my best friends and you. So, because I usually get to talk to Keith on Thursdays. So,
oh, wow.
No, kidding.
I know.
No, honestly, Judy, you are one of my best friends at this point.
Mhm.
And and I say that just because, like, not in a hey, let's have a slumber party kind of way, but just like,
Yeah.
I have a relationship with you unlike anyone else that I've ever had that with, and it is something very special to me. And I hope that over time it only gets bigger and better. And thank you for dealing with all of my, as you so aptly put it, eccentricities. And thank you for always being there for me and willing to give me another chance after I have a mental episode because I have put too much on myself without realizing it and blow up. I've done a much better job of that this go around, but I would have completely understood if you had been like, no, we're not. I got my own thing going on. So yeah, that's I'm so grateful for you. You're, like I said, the perfect co-host. And
That was nice.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
so that will do it for this episode of A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Thank you guys so much. Please, if you have any grievances and niceties to say, put them down in the comments. We'll be back next week. And yeah, that's it.
Bye.
Bye.
That was such a long bye.
I know.